all for being here today and supporting your students and the music community in our district. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our athletic director here in high school, Chris Bennett. I believe he's in the back right there, so if you all give him a round of applause for being here and supporting the kids. Thank you. Now, I would like to acknowledge some amazing students that we have here in this band today. Now, we've been doing this band for years, and in those years, some students make it as a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior, which is a big feat in this district because it's so competitive. So, I'm gonna ask each student to stand up. Once you hear that student's name, please give them a round of applause after I say their name. First up, 4 years on the alto saxophone, Noah Perez. All right, on the euphonium, Alvin Rogers. On the trumpet, Nicholas Tercero. On the tuba, Jesus Rico. And on the flute, Victor Vaughn. All right, thank you guys for being here. Again, you get ready for a treat. This concert is going to be awesome. There's 4 songs, packed with music. Thank you for the enthusiasm. So, our guest conductor, Mr. Jeff Cuomo, he's been in education for over 25 years in the Mesa district. He's currently in the Chandler district right now, teaching at Chandler High School. He's conducted many groups. One of that we all of us here on stage know is the Phoenix Collective because of him, a lot of our students make regionals. Because his team puts in videos on YouTube for the students to study and learn from those videos. Students, have you guys seen those videos? Raise your hand. And who made regionals because of those videos? There's about four students in here that made regionals, maybe 5. So those videos do help out, and not just our students, but students around the valley. So, you know, Jeff and his team, they do a great job at the Phoenix Collective, and everyone else does. So we're gonna give the band a little time to warm up and tune, and then we're gonna get started. So enjoy the show. Thank you for being here.
thank you. And before he leaves the stage, I just want to thank Mr. Torres, teachers over at Western Valley Middle School, for coming and joining us on bass for that song. Y'all please thank Mr. Torres. While we're giving a couple of thank yous, I also want to address, I want to thank not only Mr. Bennett for being such a courteous host and extending the opportunity for me to be here to work with these students, but also the opportunity to work with the staff, and I'd like to acknowledge them right now. Some are actually on stage joining us. Now, I got to tell you, I've done a lot of these types of honor band scenarios. I've never been in a situation where the staff have been so integrated and so helpful. In fact, some of them are playing on stage right now. So let me see, I know that some might not be on stage. Mr. Piddle-Esky, if you wouldn't mind saying, there he is back there, everyone. We got Mr. King who's helping out in the percussion section right there. We got Mr. Zanaka right there. We got Miss Lynn. Where's Miss Gomez? I know she's back there. So there she is, Miss Gomez. And of course, Mr. Lavavino. I'm humbled by the opportunity to work with you. Thank you very much for being a very supportive staff. It's been my pleasure. All right. Now, thank you, House Lights. All right. Now, that opening tune was by Brian Balmages. Brian was actually in the state last year. He was the director for the All-State Orchestra. Very nice guy. Very big proponent for music education. Writes a lot of exciting music. And it's a pleasure to get a chance to program some of these pieces. I thought you might like that one. It sounds kind of like TV theme song from the 80s all of a sudden. Y'all felt like Mr. T was about to come climbing out of the van, right? Excuse me. Now I'd like to take us into a different way. Now I'd like for you to humor me in the beginning of this tune. Consider closing your eyes and looking at the open plains, grassy plains in Africa, and then as it bleeds into the rainforest. And slowly the clouds are starting to roll overhead, the warm breezes start to come in across the plains, and then slowly we start to get the trickle of rain. And that's what Michael Sweeney was attempting to portray with his next piece, Earth Days. right, so now we're going to take our musical world tour. We're going to go from the African plains. We're going to work our way over to some Scottish country. So Samuel R. Hazo is a composer that's written an awful lot of works where he likes to study Irish folk songs, or Scottish folk songs, and he'll take them and try to put certain potential settings for them. This one here is Mountain Time. It's a Scottish folk song that he's arranged for concert band, so hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Let me see, who am I talking to? Parents, would you mind raising up, please? Thank you. I'm a father of 5, so I'm going to take off the teacher hat and clinician hat and just kind of sit up against the table here and just kind of talk to you guys if you don't mind. I grew up on baseball. My father was an umpire. He umpired for 44 years. Not professionally, but he did some AAA games, he did college, he did high school, he did some semi-pro stuff. And he got me into it at a younger age too. So I played baseball all the way up through. I have memories of going to the gas station and picking up a couple of packs of baseball cards back in the late 70s, early 80s. All right. Sorry, I just dated myself there for a second. And I remember sharing those moments with my dad about baseball, whether it was collecting cards, getting autographs at the games, him coaching my Little League teams, and maybe umpiring with him. As much as I hated umpiring, in 90-degree heat with heavy humidity back in western New York during the summer sometimes. I know out here we're talking about 90 degrees, right? But I remember, those were fond memories for me. It's funny for me to think back that my father coached my Little League team when I was 10 years old and again when I was 12 years old. And such vivid memories I have of that have stayed with me. And I look now as myself as a parent, and I'm reminded of how meaningful to me, even at 10 years old, that summer when he coached my Little League team was. And the fact that he was there for me, the fact that we got a chance to do so much together. Parents of band students, I know it's a hard job. The number of evening rehearsals, morning rehearsals, Saturdays, Fridays, picking them up late. Oh, what time is the bus coming back from the away game way out? So I know it's an awful lot, but I can tell you right now as a parent and as thinking back to my 10-year-old self, how much that meant. So for you being here right now let's face it, all right, I'm not talking to the kids right now. Teenagers, sometimes they get a little tunnel vision, you don't know what I'm saying. And they might not be able to fully appreciate you for your efforts and what you do, but I can tell you this right now, they will definitely appreciate you down the road on this if they don't already do so. So your efforts to keep them motivated in music, to keep them going, are very valuable, and will create lifelong memories, I promise you that. So thank you very much for your efforts. I know it's not easy, but I hope you realize it's worth it. All right? So that's a little story for me as far as wearing both the childhood hat as well as wearing the parenting hat. So many of you have students that might be in marching band, right? You raise up on that. If you have any means or help in watching their faces and the reward that they feel from the amount of effort they've helped out, then they realize they see their kids out there on the field. That's a win. All right, that's a win and it's worth it. So thank you. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but there might be some people in this room that could benefit from realizing how important that is. Now, we all just went through the pandemic recently, all right? And I think it still is relevant, even though it's a few years past, because these students that are on the stage right now, think about where they were during the pandemic. Many of them were in middle school, right? Some of you have vivid memories that, oh yeah, they were in middle school. Let me tell you, they're home too much, yeah. Well, that was a hard time for all of us. But if there's anything to me that the pandemic has taught us, it's how valuable these types of opportunities are and how much we have to push to fight for them to happen still today. As a father of 5, I can tell you it's hard to get my kids off their screens and to go outside and toss the frisbee or go to the skate park or, heaven forbid, go out to play a game of catch. All right? But the chance to get the kids out and to get them to collaborate together, I gotta tell you, how many different high schools we got here, Mr. Library? We've got, help me out, 6. Students represented from 6 different high schools. When we had lunch yesterday, when we had lunch today, I got a chance to just watch them kind of mingle out there. And there was one comment where one of the directors said, uh-oh, which one's running around playing tag with that one? And it was kind of cool because a couple of different directors were like, oh yeah, that's my kid, and that's my kid, right, from different schools. How many chances do we get for kids to mingle and to integrate and to share in opportunities like this? You know, it doesn't matter if a kid is planning on going on and majoring in music, they can still reap the benefits of learning the work ethic it takes to become better as a musician, and most importantly, to get the relationships and the benefits from participating in events like this. I direct the Scottsdale Concert Band, which is comprised of anyone from, I got high school kids from the Scottsdale area. I've got current band directors that just want a chance to keep playing their instruments. I got some people that are retirees that just want to keep playing. And what's unique about it is that they just wanted to have an outlet, you know, to find their people, to find things that they all enjoy doing together. Never ever underestimate the value of the relationships that can be born through music. Arts and athletics open the door for us socially, for us in our development of work ethic, and most of all for our appreciation of each other. Especially in these times, what isn't more valuable than being respectful and appreciative of each other? Agreed? Sorry, I get on a little bit of a tangent, but when I'm looking at parents and I'm talking as a parent, I just feel like these things are very meaningful, and getting a chance to meet these kids has been my pleasure. I'm talking to them a little bit more than I was planning on early on. Some of you were here listening to it. And they're just a great bunch of kids, and I look forward to keeping an idle ear from afar on some of their future musical endeavors. So we're going to close this program with a piece by Gavin Lett entitled Mesa Dances. Hope you appreciate it. It's been my pleasure. Thank you all very much. Staff, thank you.